So this video is all about what not to do. What not to do. Okay, so we're going to start off with what I did so that you don't do it. Now, I started off, I got really excited when I decided to do this hairstyle. Like when I decided, like, oh, I don't know if y'all get the same energy or whatever when you're like sick of what you got in your hair and you're thinking about that next hairstyle and you get all excited when you're like, ooh, I wonder how I'm gonna look in that hairstyle. Ooh, I'm so glad. Because these are locks, I was getting super excited, like, oh my god, I'm locking my hair, I'm gonna be touching it. Oh, what is this gonna look like? So I got really, really excited and bought hair off Amazon. It said natural color or something like that, and the color didn't match my hair color. After I installed it completely, I went outside in the sunlight and I was like, nah. And of course, did I think to dye it then? I did not. I did not think to dye it then, which would have been a much easier solution. But it's a good thing that I didn't think about that then, because I realized that I had made a huge mistake, that I did not braid the hair onto my hair tight enough. That is really the biggest thing that I could tell you to do or not to do. Do not braid your hair loose. If you are getting tired, go to sleep and continue the next day when you have energy, because it is extremely important. If you plan on keeping these babies in forever or for the long haul, you really want to make sure when you're braiding the hair onto your hair, and I'm going to do a whole nother tutorial video on how exactly I install this hair, but when you braid it on, you want to make sure that you're gripping it as tight as possible, okay? And then after you braid it on a little bit, I would even take it and like take your hair and take the piece of hair that you braided on and pull it to make sure it's not going anywhere. Why are we doing all this? Because do you go to the beach? Do you go to the pool? Do you wash your hair in the shower? Any of those things, you don't want your hairs coming out, okay? You don't want your hair slipping off. When I redid my hair the first time, I realized, wow, this hair is the wrong color. So I go to redo it. As I'm taking them out, combing them out, and I realized that I could just swoop. Oh, I could just whoop, slip it right off. Slip it right off. I'm like, no. So not only did I just take all that time installing it, they weren't even going to stay on for the long haul. I would have washed my hair a second or third time and half of them would have been gone. So also that hair was a lot softer than this hair. This hair that I got the second go around was a lot kinkier textured. But it's also a lot more itchy. The first hair was not itchy. This hair is itchy. But not itchy enough to the point to where I can't rock it down on my shoulder. You know, it's not that irritating. It's more just like I explained in the other video, like, if you shave your legs or whatever and your hair starts to grow out and it has that like prickly feeling, kind of like that. But anywho, so, and it's not because of the chemicals in the hair, it's the actual hair, because I've washed this a bunch of times. So, yes, let me see here. Boom, make sure that you're getting the right hair color. So that means if you're ordering it off of Amazon, then it's kind of hard to tell what color you're going to get. So for the second round, the first round, it just came in natural hair color. The second round, I found a company that had a bunch of different colors. So I ordered a number 2 and a number 4, just to make sure. I figured, okay, if the number 4 is a whole bunch brighter, I can put that in the back and put the number 2 in the front if that actually matches my hair color properly. And that's essentially what happened. Actually, when I put the number 2 in, I was like, ooh, that's the color. And I bought more number 2. And then I ended up adding on the number 4 anyway, because, yeah. So, yes, make sure you get the right hair color. Okay, you want to make sure, do's and don'ts. Do not, make sure you know exactly the size that you want them. And I guess a way that you can do that is by braiding your hair up in sections. I mean, like, just take your, if you went from your loose hair, take a little piece of section and braid it down. And then take your hands and feel the root. Now, when you feel the root, Does it feel, so this is me, right? I'm clumsy. I'm uh rough. Like I'm like, how am I gonna put this? Like I like to play sports. I don't really like to play sports. I'm just saying I like to be active, you know? So yeah, I say this to say that I had about 270 locks in my hair the first time, and then I redid them because when they grew out, I realized that that when I would go to retighten it, it just felt like my hair was way too small. Like it felt like when I put the needle through that I would be breaking off. Like when I take my hair and take this, because you got to know that the hair that you braid on has to go through that little tiny hole as well. So, for me, it felt like if I had them as small as they were when I put the hair through, that I would just come up with a lot of broken hair and then end up with broken locks and detached locks and all that. I don't know. If you've done your research, then you know that that's inevitable, basically. Like, people they get missing locks fall out. That it happens. Happened to my brother, it happens. Especially if you're not taking care of them. Especially if they're like really, really thin. Like I know some people that did them really thin, and they ended up combining them as they grew out. So instead of having to combine anything, since I know that I'm doing braid locks, so I wouldn't, combining them, I don't know how easy that would be. I just figured redo the whole thing, and that's what I did. So to not have to redo your hair a whole bunch of times, you need to really do your research on exactly how you want your hair to look, how you want it to flow, and then you won't have to redo it as many times as I did. I'm just trying to save y'all from having to redo your hair a million times. So yes. Yes. Let's see. I have a couple. Braid them extra tight. I've mentioned this in a lot of my videos because this is like really important. And I don't know if I've mentioned this video. I think I did already. Yeah, but you want to braid it. I definitely did. But you want to braid them on. I've shot a few videos, so don't mind me if I'm repeating information. Please just fast forward past me. But yes, you want to braid them on extra tight. You want to make sure you have the right hair color. But even if you don't have the right hair color, instead of redoing your whole head, just dye it. Just dye your hair. If you braided them on tight the first time, you're not worried about them slipping off, then you can just dye your hair. And that's what I did. And I actually found it was very fun dyeing my hair. That's going to be another video. And I'm actually going to dye my hair again. I actually was afraid of my hair drying out, so I didn't put any of the dye up here, so it's really just on my ends. But I'm happy with how it turned out. My hair is not any drier than it was, so yeah, it is what it is. If you struggle with self-love, self-confidence, or you know somebody that is struggling, or children that could use empowering words of encouragement, and it's really important that you practice saying it every day. And it's basically like a prescription. You want to say it until you no longer need to say it. That's how it works. You have to empower yourself, feed it to yourself, all the good stuff. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm talking about affirmations. I'm talking about empowering yourself through affirmations. So my website's Innovate Joy. I will have the link listed below that says Goal Getter Affirmations. Yeah, I got a lot of goals. I got a lot of dreams. I have a lot of things that I want to bring forth into this world. So I got this behind me to give me all the empowerment that I need, and that's what it's all about. And a lot of the designs are geared towards children because honestly, in my opinion, like, we need it just as much as they do. Clearly, if you don't have it, you got to give it to yourself. But with the children, if we can empower them and teach them these things while they're young, then they're going to be that much more equipped to handle all of life's stuff as they go through life. you know, some stuff happens to them, someone's mean to them at school, boom, they pull it. They're coming right from their affirmations, knowing, no, I am amazing, I am great, I am smart. So you can say whatever you want to, but I know who I am inside. It's only when someone says that thing to you and you already have that insecurity within yourself, then they say said insult, and then it hits you that much harder because you're not built up inside. So Innovate Joy is all about building us up inside so that we're able to go through life without being affected so strongly by the things that people say and do to us. So yes, check it out when you get a chance. I have it linked below. And thank you for watching. Actually, I'm trying to think if there's any other major tips that I can think of when doing this hairstyle. So coloring, bringing it on tight, and making sure you get it the right size that you want so you don't have to redo it. That's it. Bye.